Payal, what kind of a political mileage is the central government aiming at gaining while they are going to introduce this Vishwakarma scheme that we are just talking about?
Well, the Vishwakarma scheme is likely to benefit, people across several states like Arun was just mentioning, and it's a very important scheme given the fact that you're looking at giving a platform legitimately to artisans across the country, and you're looking at, promoting at least 10 to 12 kind of artists. That is something which is very important to note, and also the fact that this is happening on Prime Minister Narendra Modi's birthday. And if we can see on the visuals on our screen, the Prime Minister himself is interacting with these artisans. He is known to, get into the minute details. He is known to understand nuances. That makes him a lot different from the others as well. But politically speaking, it's a very, very important year, given the fact that in the next 8 months you're going to have the national elections, which is a Lok Sabha election. And the Prime Minister has often told his party colleagues and especially his cabinet colleagues that when you look at laying the foundation stone of a project, make sure that you complete it and make sure you take it to its logical conclusion. And so that's one of the reasons. Ahead of this, you have seen that there are two major infrastructure developments that one has seen in the national capital. Of course, the extension of the metro is very, very important for a city like Delhi, which is the national capital. But also the fact that you have a convention center of this sort. It's in Dwarka, which is of course much, much closer to the airport, where it will become a lot easier for the dignitaries to come and go, and they won't have to come to the central part of Delhi. Just a couple of months ago, we saw him inaugurate the Bharat Mandapam, and the G20 was hosted at Bharat Mandapam. That is another gift of infrastructure as far as the Modi government is concerned. That is also state of the art sort of an infrastructure which can house many, many meetings, many, many exhibitions as well. And this particular facility which is going to be inaugurated today has also been given a very, very interesting name. It's called Yasho Bhumi, which means glory of the brave. So obviously that's something which is there for everybody to see in a short while from now. The Prime Minister will be inaugurating that center. It has 13 meeting rooms. It has a grand ballroom which can house up to more than 2,500 people. The convention center can have more than 6,000 people being allowed to sit at a particular time. It is a very, very special LED panel lighting which one has seen, one of its kind as well, which has been put up over there. So obviously, develop Vikas and Vishwas is something which the Prime Minister has often spoken about, and this is no different because Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas and Sabka Prayas is what the Prime Minister has often spoken about. So the Prime Minister spending his birthday amongst people, unlike several other leaders, the Prime Minister chooses to have a working birthday as always, and this time around also he is dedicating these projects in the national capital as we wait for the next set of development projects also to take shape ahead of next year's Lok Sabha election.
Definitely, Payal, and we are expecting Prime Minister Modi to inaugurate Vishwakarma scheme in just a while from now. But as we were talking about the grand Yashobhumi that Prime Minister Modi has just gifted to the nation, I want to understand from you what kind of a mileage is that going to give to our country, considering that it is going to be one of the biggest world's MICE destination.
Well, the government says that they're looking at this beyond this political mileage. This is about just, giving the state-of-the-art infrastructure. Now, ever since they've come into power, the Narendra Modi government's push has been on Vikas, it's been on development, it's been having state-of-the-art infrastructure in place. So whether it is the Bharat Mandapam, which was inaugurated a few years ago, a few months ago, or probably the Prime Minister's vision, which has been dedicated to all the Prime Ministers, which is state-of-the-art infrastructure, there has been focus on that. And like I said, that this is much, much closer to the airport. This is in Dwarka, which will cut down the travel time for a lot of dignitaries, who need to come down for exhibitions and meetings. And they can probably do this in Dwarka itself. And, of course, with the extension of the metro, it's just going to make it a lot easier for them to travel. So, obviously, infrastructure push is what they're looking at. They're looking at keeping the country ahead. India is en route to become the third largest economy in the world. That's something which the Prime Minister promised to the country. And he said that the moment his government comes into power next year, they will be well on the track to become the third largest economy of the world. So, that is a push with which they're doing. They're saying that Vikas is the primary goal of the government. And not just here in the national capital, they've spoken about doing Vikas and development in the far-fetched northeast region as well. So where they're looking at rail connectivity and probably air connectivity across all state capitals. So that's the kind of a push that you've seen as far as the central government is concerned.
And we can see on our television screen as well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi meeting all the artisans and craftsmen related to the footwear industry there at the Yashobhumi, as well as he's doing a tour of the Grand Yashobhumi after attending that extended metro line as well. Arun, coming back to you, since we are talking about the extended metro line, what kind of an advantage is that going to give to the users apart from the reduced travel time?
Well, see, there are three important launchings which Prime Minister Modi is doing today. Of course, one is the extension of the airport metro line, which will be now extended to Sector 25 Dwarka. And of course, it will make route easier. And of course, it will take less time for the people who want to come to this Yashobhumi here in Sector 25 Dwarka from the airport side. And of course, normally regular travelers of metro will also save some time through this new metro extension which Prime Minister Modi inaugurated today. And of course, this is in line with the government's push to enhance the infrastructure in the country. And the government has been speaking about this, that how they want to ensure that people get all necessary things which is important for their daily life, and therefore infrastructure creating is something which is very, very important. Be it is the expansion of metro, be it is the construction of highways in different parts. So government is actually working on that direction, and today's launching of Prime Minister Modi is also in sync with that. Prime Minister Modi first reached Dwarka on his birthday. He inaugurated that extension, metro extension, and then after inaugurating that, he has arrived here at Yashobhumi, of course, to inaugurate Yashobhumi and also to launch that much awaited Vishwakarma scheme on Vishwakarma Day today, and of course Prime Minister Modi's birthday. So Prime Minister Modi, as we speak, is inside the Yashobhumi, and remember, this is the first phase of this entire project. So this first phase of the project is the inauguration of Yashobhumi, and of course government is ensuring that all other remaining part of this project is concluded pretty soon. So perhaps in coming few years we will see this entire project is completed. But right now, of course, it's a significant day, not only for Prime Minister. Of course, he is celebrating his 73rd birthday, but the people of this country, because a few days back we had seen a G20 was organized in Bharat Mandapam. That was also newly built and built in a record's time with state-of-the-art facilities. And here you are again, today, where Prime Minister Modi is inaugurating Yashobhumi, a similar kind of setup, a similar kind of center where 11,000 people can gather at one time. It has 15 convention centers. It has 13 meeting rooms. Of course, ballroom is there, and importantly, sustainable development is something which has been maintained here in this building as well. And we are given to understand that all the 100% wastewater of this building will be reused. So there is the system has been set up in this building as well. So all these state-of-the-art facilities that can be used in the country to make a building or a project big, that has been used in this building. And the government has been working on this line for a long time, that all the new project, new infrastructure which they are creating, they have all the state-of-the-art facilities available in that. On one hand, where we are using state-of-the-art facilities, modern technologies. On the other hand, Prime Minister Modi is ensuring that our artisans of the country, people who are involved in the crafts work, they are also protected. And therefore this Vishwakarma scheme is only for those people, so that we do not leave our culture, our craft, our tradition behind. And therefore these people are very, very important, because these are the ones who are working in that direction, and when they will get help from the government side, their work will flourish, and in a way India will protect their craft culture.